If you feel like your life has purpose, you're more likely to be happy. What does that mean? I guess it could mean your job, maybe your hobby. I'm very lucky. My hobby is my job. You would think that would make me happy. You would be mistaken, okay? It does most of the time. This is a privilege to do, but it's not without its annoyances. The biggest problem for me in comedy at the moment is that the job has changed so much from when I started. When I started comedy, it was very simple. All you had to do was turn up to the comedy club and be funny. That was it. Now, you've got to turn up to the comedy club, be funny, film yourself being funny, go home, edit yourself being funny, put subtitles over yourself being funny, upload yourself being funny, find the perfect clickbait caption so people actually watch you being funny. Comedian destroys polite Portuguese man. For example. Upload it to Instagram, watch the likes roll in. All comedy is on Instagram now, and there's a few consequences to that. The first one is, it has brought heckling into my home. Used to be, if you wanted to heckle me, you had to put a bit of work in. You had to find out where I was on, buy a ticket, take your seat, choose your moment. Only then could you say something hurtful like, hey, you look like homeless Brendan Fraser. Now, okay, big laugh for that today, that's hurtful. Someone said that 45 minutes into an hour-long show, which to me suggests they were sat there for 45 minutes like, this guy looks like Brendan Fraser. But not in a good way. Not in The Mummy, in The Whale! Put a lot of clips up on the socials. I've learnt a lot, to be honest. I put this joke up recently. It was just a quick joke about my dog. And the first platform I put it on was Facebook. Now, Facebook is where the boomers are. So if I ever get negative comments on Facebook, they'll have a classic boomer edge. So I uploaded quick joke about my dog. First negative comment, why are you doing jokes about dogs? Why don't you do some jokes about China? It's a classic boomer response. It's angry, it's entitled, it's racist in a way I don't understand. But here's the thing, same joke, I then put it on Instagram. Now, Instagram is where the millennials are. Any negative comments there have a classic millennial edge. Joke about a dog. First negative comment. Oh my God. Some people don't have dogs? It's a classic millennial response, right? It's socially conscious, but in the most annoying way possible. Finally, I put it on TikTok, where the Gen Z kids are. Any negative comments there will have a classic Gen Z edge. Joke about a dog. First negative comment. Wow. Whilst I didn't personally connect with your material, I thought the way you delivered it was a total slay. It's Gen Z! It's positive! It's affirmative! They're dancing! It's the one that annoys me the fucking most. Gotta tell you, it's not good for your self-esteem to sit in the house and watch videos of yourself all day. It's given me a bit of a complex about the way I look. This is the truth about why I've signed up with a personal trainer. Suddenly any insecurities you have are heightened to 11. And it bothers me that as a comedian, I should even have to think about how I look. Surely I should just have to be funny. That's it. Comedians in the 90s never used to have to worry about that. That's when I fell in love with comedy in the 90s. Used to stay up late watching comedy shows. I loved all different types of comedians, all different styles. One thing that united all of them, you'll remember, 90s comedians looked like shit. And I think that was a better time. You think Johnny Vegas has ever had to input 12 pints of bitter to the MyFitnessPal app? I don't think so. So does my purpose make me happy? Again, kind of, not entirely. I would give myself half a tick for that one. The next pillar of happiness was your location. Where you live can have a direct effect on how happy you are. That makes sense. I live here in Edinburgh, beautiful city. But I'm from this town I mentioned earlier. It's called Dagenham. And when people ask me why I moved from Dagenham to Edinburgh, I tell them I went to university in Edinburgh and I just kind of stayed. But the truth is, when I was 18 years old, I was living in Dagenham. I was very unhappy. It's a very small-minded place, Dagenham. In fact, whilst I was living there, the British National Party won a load of seats at local elections. Now, for the internationals in, the British National Party were a political party in the early noughties whose policies are just slightly to the left of Keir Starmer's Labour. But it was a small-minded place, and this was 2007 when I was 18. It was peak indie sleaze, and I was really into that. I used to wear my skinny jeans and my pointy shoes. I had my big back-combed hair. I used to walk up and down Dagenham High Street thinking I was so cool. And people used to stand outside the Wetherspoons and just stare at me from across the street like I was some kind of alien and just shout, "Oi! Oi! Are you gay? Are you fucking gay?" I'd be like, no, I just like the pigeon detectives. It's not necessarily the same thing. Now, looking back, only one of those things is something to be embarrassed about, and it's not being gay. But at age 18, I finished school. I felt like all my friends went off, got jobs, went to university. They seemed to know what they were doing with their lives. I didn't really know what to do. I knew what my dream was. My dream was I wanted to be an actor. But being from somewhere like Dagenham, we didn't know anyone who worked even remotely in the arts. We had no blueprint for how you would do that. So me saying to my parents, hey, when I grow up, I want to be an actor, I might as well have said, hey, when I grow up, I would like to be French. It's like, we wouldn't know where to start with that, you know? The closest we came, when I was 11 years old, we got our first desktop PC, and we had dial-up internet. And one day, I was left alone with the computer, and I did what any red-blooded 11-year-old boy would do when left alone with dial-up internet. I went to www.harrypotter.com. And on the main website, there was a big announcement. It said, we are making a series of Harry Potter films. We are having open auditions for the main cast. If you're 11 years old and you'd like to be an actor, simply record yourself reading your favourite paragraph from a Harry Potter book and post it to this address. I was so excited. I ran through to my mum. I was like, Mum, we need the camcorder. We need the Harry Potter book. We need it now. My mum, she's from Essex. This is what she sounded like. She went, darling, what are you talking about? Why do you need the Harry Potter book? Why do you need the camcorder? Calm down, talk to me, right? I pulled her through to the room. I made her read the screen. She went, I'm sent to this address. And then she said, I'm sorry, darling. I can't let you do that. And I said, why, Mum? And she said, because the internet's full of paedophiles. I said, what? What? No, Mum, it's not paedophiles. It's the official Harry Potter website. She went, it might say that, darling, but you don't know who's in charge. It could be a complete monster behind that website. And in hindsight, so that was the end of my acting career. Aged 18, I did some research and I found out about something called drama school. Now, in this country, there's like 10 official drama schools. And all the famous actors you know from Britain probably went to one of these schools. They're very exclusive, very hard to get into. You have to audition. And I thought, that's okay. I can try out for these schools. But then I found out to audition for drama school, you have to pay the drama school you're auditioning for £50 for them just to see you. So if you want to see all 10 of them, that's going to cost you 500 quid. You put in accommodation and travel. You probably need the best part of $2,000 to just attempt to get into a drama school. And that is why I think actors from this country have names like Benedict Cumberbatch. There weren't many Benedicts in Dagenham, let me tell you. Oi, Benedict, are you fucking gay? So I thought, right, I'm going to have to take out a year, save up some money, and then I can audition. And that worked in my favour because I had heard that drama schools never accept 18-year-olds. They say at 18 years old, you're not emotionally mature enough to be an actor. You need to go see the world, meet new people, get something called life experience. Now, what I now know they mean by that is get your parents to fund a round-the-world backpacking gap year holiday. Because as we all know, only once you have taken mushrooms on a beach in Phuket, or been on a pub crawl in Amsterdam, or fingered a Slovenian girl at an Austrian youth hostel, are you ready to play Macbeth? Now, I didn't know this, so I got my own version of life experience. I got a part-time job at the Dagenham branch of Homebase, okay? It's a DIY store. And I decided to see all the different cultures and meet all the different people I could there. I didn't see much. I did see the best example of shoplifting I think there's ever happened, ever. I was working the till one day, and this man confidently walked in. He went over to the bathroom section, and he picked up a single plunger. He went over to customer services, and he said, hello, I would like to return this plunger. And they hadn't seen him pick it up. They said, if you want to return something, you need the receipt. Did you bring your receipt? He said, oh no, I left that at home. They said, unfortunately, you can't return it. And he said, no worries, and then walked out the shop holding the fucking plunger. I saw the whole thing play out. I was like, I've just seen the Lionel Messi of shoplifting. Other shoplifters are in group chats going, this guy's the fucking goat, man. He's unbelievable. He's changed the game.